This is the Stage Designer 50 lighting board controller. It can control the 4 Chauvet Ovation lights that are on the grid. The board consists of the faders. There's 2 banks of 12 channels, and each fader has a selection button on the bottom. And on this side, there's a bunch of other controls. The main thing to do here is to set the faders to the set position marked on the board. So the master fader should be up to the set line all the way up. The fade speed should be all the way up to instant. Make sure it's set on the 1 to 24A selection. On here, you hold down the shift button and toggle this button to toggle between page A and B. And you can see the selection here on the display to see which page you're on. If you change that, you can see it changes from A to B. So right now I am on A. This is important. On here, there's a blackout button. When you power on the board, this blackout button will be on. Make sure to click it off. Blackout turns off the light fixtures, so make sure it is off. Each bank of 12 faders controls the features on one light fixture. So this group of 12 controls one light. This group of 12 controls the other light. And when you go to page B, you control the next 12 settings on the third light and the next 12 settings on the fourth light. So on page A, it's 1 and 2, and on page B, 3 and 4 of the 4 lights. All the functions of the lights are labeled on top. So each channel controls one feature of the light. So the first one is power. So make sure the power fader is all the way up so that the light turns on. The next fader is dim. So for now, I'm going to turn the dim all the way on. And now the light will be on once I select a value. The next fader is fine dim. So it's dimming, but it's fine tuning the dim. So it's very light dimming. I'm going to leave that off. The next channel after that is red. So if I turn red on, the light will turn red. And this is the amount of the red value of the light. The one after that is green. When I have them both on, it's a mix of red and green. If I turn this down, it's just green only. The next value after that is blue, amber, lime. Those are the individual color channels on the light. And the value after that on 9 is strobe. As I turn it up, the light will begin to strobe, and if I keep going, it increases in speed. When it's all the way down, it's just on all the time. On the fader for channel 10 is the virtual color wheel, VCW for virtual color wheel. As I raise the fader, it goes through various values from 0 to 255. Each value corresponds to a color gel. So on values 112, it corresponds to dark red amber. On value 172, it corresponds to medium blue. Use the reference chart to know what value corresponds to any specific color. On the fader for channel 11 is the white color temperature. As you raise the fader, it's gonna raise the color temperature from warmer to cooler. The value is listed on the display. Again, use the reference chart to know what color temperature the value represents. Right now, the value is on 136, and that corresponds to 4,500 Kelvin. So it ranges from 2,800 Kelvin all the way up to 6,500 Kelvin. The next fader after that is for zoom. So the value is on 0 when it's at the bottom, and all the way up is 255. So when it's on 0, it is narrow, and as I move it up, to all the way up to 255, it is on wide. You will hear the motor of the light moving as it moves from narrow to wide. We have a close-up so you can actually see the display. You can clearly see toggling between page A and B, so make sure you are on the correct page. For whatever channel is active, the display will change. So we are on channel 8, and those represent the values of channel 8 from 0 to 255. Channel 8 is lime, so that's the amount of lime color within the light. For virtual color wheel on channel 10, you can now see the values listed. So now we are on value 129, for example, and value 168. And that's the same for every channel you are on. So when I'm adjusting the white on channel 11, I've now set it to value 146 on channel 11. The important things to note on the display are that you are on the correct page and you are on the correct channel and the value you want. In summary, I'm going to set up all 4 lights. So I'm on page A. I'm going to turn the power on to the fixture. I'm going to turn on the light by dimming it up all the way. And for my example, I'm going to have light 1 be just red. So I turn the red channel up all the way. Now down here on light 2, I make sure the power is on. I make sure the dimming is up all the way. And for light 2, I'm going to have it just green. So I'm going to turn on channel 5 all the way up. And now to switch to light 3, I press and hold the shift button and press the page button. Now on the display, I'm on page B. I'm just going to reset the faders and turn the power on to the fader all the way to light 3. Turn the dimming on so that the light is dimmed up. I'm going to make light 3 blue. I'm going to turn up the blue channel all the way. For light 4, I'm going to turn the power on, turn the dimming on all the way. And this light, I'm going to make it purple. To make this purple, I want the red all the way up and the blue all the way up. So the combination of red and blue will give me a purple light. So now I have all 4 lights on, the various colors I've selected. This is the switch for the house lights. These switches control the grid, but please do not use those. Use the lighting board to control the lights. This is where you plug in the DMX cable, and it is plugged into the back of the lighting board here in the back. The lighting board is plugged into the power bar on the cart where the power switch is, and the cart is plugged into the wall there. Under the cart, we have a Room D1390 notes binder, which has quick start notes on the board and room, and a couple of reference notes.